Though your first reaction would be to grab the money, police advise you not to. Instead, get in your car, lock the door, and drive to a safe location. $100 is worth a lot, but it's certainly not worth your life. Good evening and welcome to the MCTV Weekly News Update. I'm Clancy Burke. And these rallying cries have not fallen on deaf ears. Just this morning, the Department of Homeland Security announced that it has suspended all action to implement the ban. The new signs are raising concerns for residents in the area and have many wondering just how dangerous this facility is. The thinking tends to go like this. If the state needs money to spend, the solution is to raise taxes. Simple, right? Well, that's not always the most viable option. The governor claims that implementing a gas tax cut will bring more people to the pump, and therefore, more money to spend. That's exactly right, Dylan. It's hard to believe that just 24 hours ago, this place was full of hungry diners. Today, the doors are locked and a sign has been posted announcing that Golden Corral has been shut down. This comes not even 2 months after the grand opening. Right now, we're on day 5 of this record-breaking heat wave, and as you can see, there's not a soul in sight. By noon, this playground is normally packed with children from Malvern's summer recreation program, but today, the town decided to cancel camp. And for good reason. The Chicago Cubs won the 2016 World Series. They beat the Cleveland Indians 8-7 in the 10th inning during Game 7. This makes it the Cubs' first World Series championship in 108 years. And not only was it a long wait to get to the game, so was the game itself. September 8th was a day just like this one. Moderate temperatures, sunny skies, it seems like nothing can go wrong. But Karina Vetrano's story is proof that that's just not true. Hey everyone, it's Clancy Burke, and right now I'm standing backstage at New York Fashion Week. Just let that sink in for a moment, because I know it hasn't for me. They advise you not to drop off mail after the day's final pickup time, which is located on each mailbox. Doing so would give thieves all night to go fishing. What is one piece of advice that you would give the president of Marist College?
Get to know as many students as you can, including me. And
I'm pretty cool, not gonna lie.
I'm really cool.
Hundreds gather outside the Dutchess County Courthouse just days after Donald Trump's controversial travel ban to make their voices heard. The ban temporarily blocks immigration from 7 Muslim-majority countries, targeting Libya, Sudan, Syria, Iraq, Iran, Yemen, and Somalia. It's an order that sparked immediate outrage, one many have called unconstitutional, un-American, and just plain shocking.
I couldn't believe that it was a thing. And then I was like, okay, well, I guess we need to do something about this now. Let's hit the streets.
All across the nation, protesters have gathered outside airports, college campuses, and the offices of congressmen, fighting not just for change, but unity.
You know how they say, how do you bring people together? You give them a common enemy. I think Trump is going to be that enemy. And we're all just here, you know, we're all one species. We're all one humankind.
This is a democracy, and this is America, and we are diverse, and we are united.
And these rallying cries have not fallen on deaf ears. Just this morning, the Department of Homeland Security announced that it has suspended all action to implement the ban. Since that announcement, Donald Trump has tweeted, "The opinion of this so-called judge, which essentially takes law enforcement away from our country, is ridiculous and will be overturned." The future is unclear, but one thing that remains certain is that most protesters want a lot more to be removed than this controversial legislation.
My biggest hope is that he'll be gone in 4 years. Sooner.
Reporting from Poughkeepsie, I'm Clancy Burke. Few things hit the spot more than a warm cup of coffee on a cold winter day. No one knows this better than Ori Brackfeld, who opened Poughkeepsie's newest coffee shop just last month, the Ugly Mug. It's an idea that first popped into his head 3 years ago, an idea he just couldn't stop thinking about.
I had 3 names pop into my head. So I had Cool Beans, I had Happy Cup, and I had Ugly Mug, and Ugly Mug just jumped. I'm like, that's the one. And you get amped about that kind of thing. So it started with the name, really, and then I worked inward.
But it's no secret that competition in the coffee industry is cutthroat. With a Starbucks around the corner and a Dunkin' Donuts down the street, why come to the Ugly Mug? Well, to keep your neighbors working. All products at the Ugly Mug are 100% locally sourced. That cup of coffee in your hand? It's from Pine Plains, located a half-hour away. And what about the milk that sweetens up your drink? Well, that's local too. For Brackfeld, it's not just about giving to customers, but also giving back to the community.
This is not so much about me and you can ask the staff if you choose. This is about everybody but me for some reason.
And if rule number 1 is keeping it local, then rule number 2 is keeping customers happy.
It's a great place to come and get a nice, fresh, pressed cup of coffee and sit down and talk with folks and just relax and enjoy the day.
And the best part for Brackfeld? It doesn't even feel like work.
I'm energized by this. This is really, it became something bigger than what I ever thought it would in terms of internally. Yeah, it makes me smile a lot.
The Ugly Mug is open 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, and its menu will soon expand to include soups, salads, and sandwiches. Reporting from Poughkeepsie, I'm Clancy Burke. For many, an empty fridge means a standard trip to the local supermarket. But here in the Hudson Valley, an alternative option is becoming more and more popular. The farmers market. Local farmers gather weekly to sell their fruits and vegetables, which compared to supermarket produce typically contain less pesticides, fewer GMOs, and oftentimes are picked that morning.
They don't go through the same chemical processing plants that mass-produced products do that then go into the big supermarkets.
At the supermarket, the produce is shipped over in boxes, sometimes traveling hundreds of miles before reaching its destination. And when you buy from a farmer's market, you're directly supporting your neighbors and your local economy.
People, a lot of people that especially that come to farmers markets rather support someone that's in New York or locally versus a California winery or a Virginia winery, because they know that the money that I make is going to be re-spent in the area.
But like most great things, there's a catch, and in this case, it comes at a high cost, literally.
I mean, you are paying a little more, but you're getting organic produce that we grow locally.
At Stop and Shop, a pound of sweet potatoes is 99 cents compared to the whopping $2.50 it'll cost you at the farmer's market. For other fruits and vegetables like carrots, apples, and spinach, you'll find bargain prices at grocery stores for a fraction of the cost, leaving many people unsure about where to buy their produce. There really is no right answer. It comes down to personal preference and whether or not you have the money to spend. From Beacon, I'm Clancy Burke.